Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. We have my cat Charlie here. We'll see if he is too much of a hassle. He might get kicked out, but for now he's doing okay. So today's book card reading, I wanted to do a little bit of a repeat for my YouTube members because I had just released a YouTube members only video that was supposed to be mainly featured around what is it like being in a relationship with you, but I found that 60% of that reading was more about guidance and suggestions for the members and not so much answering the question I originally had. So this reading, that's why it's so similar in title. It's what does it feel like to be loved by you? And we're just really making sure that this reading is focused on that question. So that being said, we have 3 piles to choose from. The Oracle cards are all different fairy decks, which, I don't know, I just thought would be kind of fun. So no matter which pile you choose, it's going to be fairy related. But pile 1 here is going to be this purple fairy quartz, or you might call it purple aura fairy quartz. Oops, sorry, it's wanting to focus on Charlie, not on the crystal in my hand. There you go, sorry about that. And then we have fairy deck option number 1. And then pile 2 is this orange aura fairy quartz. And your fairy deck option is this one here. And then pile 3 is this Caribbean, Caribbean, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the second part of the name. Caribbean, we'll just call it quartz. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I literally, before I started this video, I was like, make sure I know the names of all these crystals. And I was like, oh, I know this one. Well, it's Caribbean quartz of some type. I know it's good for dreams, so we'll call it the dream crystal. And if you can remember the full name, you can always put it in the comment section. And then your fairy deck option is this one. Okay, so if you need a few more minutes to choose, go ahead and take that. If not, then I will see you in your pick a card readings. Hello, pile 1. So you chose the purple aura fairy quartz. I'll just put this over here by the salt lamp. And we will just begin with asking, what is it like to be loved by you? And I guess my intention to who this is coming from is just like even like anyone who has experienced your love. Whether it is people you're in relationship with or have been in relationship with in the past, friends, family members, co-workers. Really, it's just my intention is, what does it feel like to be loved by you? All in your eyes, giving love and light. What does it feel like? Oh, that's a cute card. And okay, and we're just gonna pull a few more cards here. What does it feel like to be loved by pile 1s from the people of their past who have experienced their love? Okay, we've got lots of very sweet cards coming through. And what does it feel like to be loved by? That's so cute. Okay, you got abundance that have come out twice, so that's like super awesome. And then all the cards that you got animal wise is very like third eye chakra-y, which just makes me feel like people feel very seen by you. They feel very, very seen by you. So when you're in conversations with them, I think you are a very good listener. You like really hear them out. And it would, like, the best way to kind of put it, it's almost like you really can just see people and you just accept them for how they are. So you know what, for some reason, I keep thinking about, like, say if you've like dated people who snore, and maybe everyone they've dated before has given them a hard time for snoring, or like family members have given them a hard time for snoring, but you're like, I love your snoring. Like, I love it. It's you. It's part of who you are, and it's something that I love about you. And I don't know if that would necessarily be someone you're dating in the past, or it's just like even like a friend or something, where it's just like essentially like you just don't make people feel ashamed. You make people feel very accepted for the things they can't even really control about themselves. Yeah, which is super sweet. Otherwise, just from what I'm getting right away as well, other than just, yeah, like being able to really see people and just lovingly accepting them, abundance, like I said, has come through twice. Whenever I get that in like a love situation or a love reading, sorry, like just meaning like any kind of reading where we're talking about how does someone feel about you, how do you make people feel, it usually just means like you just bring this richness to life, like this sincere richness. Like having someone like you or being loved by someone like you literally makes them feel like they've hit the jackpot. Like they really got something special. They got what people are talking about. The thing that we're all striving for is more prosperity, more abundance, but it's just in the richness and being able to have a love like yours in their life. So I think that's so sweet. I also get a lot of, I don't know how to quite put this. So this is where I don't feel like this is just coming from people who you have dated. Like I really feel like this is coming from a collective of people who felt your love, pile ones, because you keep getting that you're very good at sharing advice, but it feels like a good advice. Like you hear people out, I feel like you're almost like that person who can ask very good reflective questions to their friends, their loved ones, and be like, well, how do you feel about them? How do you feel about this? What do you think the right answer is? Like, I just really feel like you're like, people feel like when they talk to you, they get a lot of clarity. And I think it comes from you're very good at really just like simplifying the question and getting them to think about what really it is that they're wanting, or what it really is that is upsetting them. Like, it's like I can think of like people in my own life that are very good at this, but I'm not quite sure how to explain what they're doing in these situations. It's like if someone tells you a whole big story, you're able just to like clearly pick out the details and be like, so what do you feel like would have been the right decision for you in that situation? Or how did you feel about that? What did you learn from it? What do you want to do moving forward? Like, just like, it seems like very logical questions, but a lot of people don't think to ask that, or when they're in it, they forget to ask themselves those questions. And I just feel like that's something that's like very valued about you, is like your wisdom. Like I keep getting that, like your wisdom and being able to hold space for people, and kind of like you get a little bit of sage vibes from you for people. You're a little bit of a sage. I also have like black bear, which, yeah, guardian, which just means like people feel very protected by you. So I definitely get the vibe that you would stand up for the people you care about. So you're definitely not someone who's going to be talking badly behind people's backs or saying things that could be hurtful if they were there to hear them. And I think that's just actually something super valued, because there's like a loyalty to you that I feel like doesn't always happen these days in this time and era. And it's actually definitely something that I feel like people really, really value about you. Your stability and like stability keeps coming through too. All these animals are very earthy and grounded and very stable. So you're just a very reliable, dependable person. And even with that, like the action card, like I just kept thinking, like if you say you're going to do something, you do it, and you like take action. Like, say you have someone struggling, I think you go, how can I be there to help? And you go and take action. Like you're just, your words match your actions. It's like, that is also another rare thing you find in this day and age where, oh, sorry. Oh no. Okay, sorry about that. My cat Steve just jumped to sit on my lap and totally hit the camera. Classic. Anyways, yeah. You're just definitely a lot about you being very, very there for people. very there for people. And I feel like if you're that person where people, if they're having a really hard time, they're like, I know if I call pile of ones, they'll have my back. They'll show up. They'll go have a coffee with me. They'll bring me some ice cream if I need some ice cream and I just got dumped. Like, you're just like that very tried and true friend, that tried and true person in people's lives, where I feel like even if you haven't, like, say, talked to someone in a long time, you seem like that kind of friend where just out of nowhere, you get right back to where you were. Like, you're just so loyal. Like, I think that's really what I keep getting to. You're so loyal and you're just so consistently showing up as the person that they remember you as, that you want to be. Like, you're just a pretty solid person. Super solid. And I even see that more with, like, there's like the pure intention card that came through, inspiration, coming together. Yeah, there's so much here where it's just, I feel like you just have a sweetness to you that a lot of people also really sense. So for some of you, it's very interesting because so this is kind of an interesting thing. So when I'm looking at the animal cards, there's almost like this, like, you're very focused on others, that often I feel like your friends don't always totally know what's going on with you. And it's interesting that that's coming through. Like, what is it like to be loved by you? I feel like it's like you prioritize them, but they don't always totally know what's going on with you. But then when I kind of look at these fairy cards, it shows me that it's not that you're not an emotional person. I think you're just like you very much prioritize the people you love. Like, you can say if you're in a tough place, I think you would put your emotions tucked away somewhere so you could be there for that person and you would come back to your emotions after. It's kind of an interesting message. Yeah. And then, yeah, just like your intentions towards your friends, I really do feel like is just quite to just be there, to be loving and kind. And I think that's like another thing, like, you're just like, I know I already said this, but you're just a very sincere person. You're very sincere. And I don't know if it's like you've just have a lot of friends who have had some hard lives, or you just know a lot of people who've had some tough times, because I feel like that's something that always surprises the people that know you. They're like always anticipating you to have like other motivations, or like for there to be another intention, but it's like your only intention is just to do it to be of a service, to be of a kindness to them, to understand that people go through hard times and need support. So that's like something that I feel like it's almost like the gift you give the world, like that's like your magic, is that you kind of help people see that there are truly the good people out there that they were hoping existed, if that makes sense. Yeah. The other thing I keep getting over here too is that you're just very good at helping people get out of like lulls. That's like the word I want to use. Like when people are in like those tougher places, you're definitely that like accountability buddy who comes over. Like I feel like you support a lot of friends through breakups. I know it's very random, but I just keep seeing that. Like I feel like you come in, you know how to cheer them up, you know how to get them out of the house, you know how to distract them and get them to like laugh and smile and feel lighthearted again. Like it's like kind of, once again, your magic. I feel like there's a lot of things where people are like, it's like your magic in the world. This is what you do so well. And I also like, it's such a unique pairing to see someone who's able to be such a good listener, so like wise, but then also so playful and cheerful. It's like you kind of have like two different archetypes going on for you, all in this one body of yours. I do also keep getting that you do hold people accountable for the things that are not serving them in their lives. So you're definitely someone who has learned some boundaries. So if someone keeps going back, I think, to the same sort of things that were not supportive to them and they keep choosing them, I believe you're pretty good about saying, hey, like, this thing isn't good for you, you know that, and holding them accountable to it. And then I would imagine that you possibly even would be very good, and I don't think this is something that you always were good at, but setting boundaries with these people that they can't come back into your life if they're going to keep doing these cycles, but they can always come back if they change. Like I just get that there's like, you really teach people how to be more responsible for the actions they make and the choices they make as well. But once again, you're not like that. I feel like there's like such a serious side to you, but you're also just so playful. And I feel like you like I honestly do get the like that you could just like dancing and singing and like truly being playful, like maybe like going outside and making flower crowns or things like that, or maybe you just really like foraging or like wildflowers or something like that. Like there really is like I feel like you feel like a bit of a fairy soul. Like that is what I keep getting from this pile, is like you really do vibe with feeling a little bit like a fairy, like a free spirit, but yet you have such a responsibility to you. Yeah. I'm also just kind of looking at this like inspiration. Like this is kind of where I was getting, like I feel like you do also inspire a lot of people in so many ways. I was just kind of tuning into this. It's like sometimes I feel like you inspire people to be less stressed, which is kind of a funny one to say, but like I really get that you can like be calming to people, to realize like life is right now. Like, yes, you do have responsibilities in life, but if it overconsumes you and all you do is live in the stress, then what is the point of that life? And then I do also feel like in some ways you just inspire people in the sense of like your consistency, your boundaries, the fact that you're able to be so lovable and likable even though you have boundaries. I know that sounds funny, but I think that's something a lot of people fear, is that if they set boundaries, they'll lose people, they won't have anyone. And I think you kind of prove that it's okay to have both. You just kind of break people's minds a little bit about what they thought they had to be in order to be accepted. Yeah. And once again, just as who you are in the world, you honestly just, people find it's like a treasure to have you. And I think they even recognize like with this, like there's a lot of like, they recognize you have boundaries. I'm just laughing because I'm like, I know someone who chooses pile 1 is going to think they don't have boundaries, but maybe compared to other people, right? Like it's always in comparison to others. Like maybe you can admit that some of your friends have less boundaries than you do for themselves. And I feel like it's these people who are like, I just am so impressed with their ability to just like make decisions for themselves and honor themselves and not deplete themselves, stand up for themselves. Yeah. So anyways, it's just, you're just such a treasure in people's lives. Yeah, definitely keeps coming through. Okay. Let's just pull a few more cards asking if there's anything else the people who are loved by you want you to know or share. Anything else? We have fairy spotting. Yeah, okay, this is what I was saying. Like, people literally might refer to you as a fairy. People might literally tell you that. Like, I've heard quite a few people in my day say that. People always tell them they look like a fairy, they seem like a fairy, they have fairy energy. You are definitely that person. You're just like this magical, mystical thing to people. And I think for some of you it's appearances, but for a lot of you it's just your vibe. Your vibe is like that. I really feel like you like the outdoors and flowers. Like, I know that's like kind of like a cliche thing to say, but I feel like that's what it keeps coming through. So I'm just gonna say it. Life energy, the happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. Yeah, so I do ultimately feel like this. Like, you just like being who you are. I think you're like very honest with people about, yeah, once again, like keeps coming, like holding people accountable to like where they're maybe not honoring their own boundaries, honoring themselves and what they deserve. And I think you're just very good at, in a very kind and gentle way, like a loving way, saying to people, hey, like, you deserve better than this. Like, why do you keep going back to that person? Or why do you let these types of people treat you that way? And it's just like, I really do feel like this is like something that you do very well in this world, is just, you kind of build people up and you teach them how to see their value. You teach them how to see more of their value, but it's the way you do it that is really incredible, because a lot of people try to do this, but it ends up feeling like people are talking down to other people, but you don't do it in that way. I get like so much compassion comes from you that people usually handle it very well. Keep getting drawn to the sunflowers in the background too, which keeps making me think of like that compassionate energy. Yeah. Okay. One last card just to end this pile here. Anything else your loved ones would want you to know here? Friendship. fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fill your dreams. Aw. Yeah, honestly, I do feel like a lot of these messages came from your friends overall, because like going and getting a coffee and picking your friend up, that's kind of what I kept getting. Like, you're just like, you're consistently there, you prioritize them. And I think even if you're in relationships, you still prioritize your friends. Like, I just feel like you're a very solid person. You're a very intentional person. Yeah. And I feel like your little tribe feels quite lucky to have you. And you just accept all of them. Like, well, I keep getting that. I know that's like one of the first messages they say, you accept all of them, rain or shine, you are still there for them. And that's so appreciated. Okay. That's all I have for you, pile ones. Hopefully that helped bring a little bit of maybe joy or a boost into your day if you were needing to, if you're just needing a little reminder. I also wonder if this pile has like ADHD, ADD, or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if some people here associate with that, only because I've had such a hard time actually saying what I'm thinking in this pile and then going back and thinking about a bunch of other things and then going, wait, I'm talking to a pile right now. What am I doing? So, yeah, I feel like my brain's a little scattered. So sometimes I just wonder if that's your energy, or maybe your friends. Maybe a lot of your friends have that energy and it's just because you've got all of them here. It's just like amplified or something. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I catch you in another pick a card video. If you want to support the channel, I always do have the YouTube members videos only that you have access to once you become a member. You can always just like or comment on the videos, as that helps those specific videos do well. And yeah, I just appreciate having you here. Hope you have a good one. Hello, pile twos. All right, the cats are just in all these videos. It's funny how, like, as soon as I pause, they're all well behaved. As soon as I hit play or record, you know, they're back. So it is what it is. So anyways, you chose the orange fairy quartz here. Yes, Steve likes this one. Debatably, he likes all the crystals if he can chew on them. And anyways, if you didn't watch the intro, that's okay. We're going to be focusing on what the people who have experienced your love, how they would describe it, essentially. So we're looking at friends, family members, past relationships. We're looking at what it feels like to be loved by you. So all in love and light for your highest good. Pile twos, what is it like to be loved by you? We have a hummingbird, miracles, and right underneath it says you are a joy bringer, coyote, revealer of truth. Okay. I don't know why, already I'm feeling like if you chose this pile, you might be someone who is like, you know what, for some reason I want to say like 40 plus. I don't know why that even matters, but it just came through. So sometimes I just feel like I have to say it. Yeah, if that doesn't resonate, doesn't have to be that age, but I keep thinking like 38 plus, 40 plus, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I don't know if someone here says I'm an old gal. I don't know. That's so specific. Sometimes the weirdest things come through. Okay, which by the way, that is not that old, but you know, we're all harsh to ourselves and call ourselves weird things. So anyways, what is it like to be loved by you, pile twos? Magic. Oh, that's precious. And one more. Authentic. Oh, you know what, penguins? Those are so cute. I mean, they're all about families, right? They're all about families. And I feel like sharing the work is what comes through with them. You know, like they like share the work of things. They are really good teammates. They're really good at collaborating, which, well, that's really cute. Yeah. Okay, the other thing I'm getting too is like maybe someone's like a grandma here, and you could be a young grandma, okay? Whoever is like saying they're like old here, I don't know what that's about. Yeah, or I also feel like this pile could just be like a parent of a child, because I keep being drawn to the fact that there's threes, so you might literally have a child and a partner. Anyways, once again, collective readings, they can be really random. Yeah, okay. I also feel like the energy of all these piles today are a little bit chaotic, because as soon as I sat down, I just feel so ungrounded, but maybe that's the fairy vibe. Like, I feel like People who like fairies can be like really crown chakra focused and like very high energy, and sometimes need to remember to get back in the root chakra. So I'm not sure if that's you, if that's just the fairy vibe, if that's just, yeah, a vibe, who knows. Okay, anyways, back to you. And not being so distracted. Okay, there you go. Zoom in a little bit more. What is it like to be loved by you? We have daughter. We have, you've got the power. Yeah, I definitely get you have a child or a grandchild or something going on here for this pile. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so, oops, sorry, I'll just get a little more of them all in frame. Okay, so you might not actually be a parent, but you might, if you're not actually a parent or a grandparent, you might just be one of those people where people are always saying like, you're like the mom of the group, or it could be the dad of the group, but honestly, I'm getting a lot of feminine energy from this reading. Like I get grandmother, mother, mom of friends keep coming through. So you take that as it resonates. But I just feel like you're actually the person who keeps people quite grounded. And why it has like parent energy coming through so strongly is it's like the people who are loved by you are like, you hold me accountable to take care of myself. Like it's coming through so strongly. Yeah. Like, yeah. Like, and you even have like that, like I'm even thinking like, when people are having a bad day and they're saying they're feeling disempowered in their life, I feel like you like give them advice and it feels like in a very mom way. What does that mean? That's a great question. I feel like it's like guidance that has a little bit of an opinion to it. So it's a little less like, what do you think's the best thing to do? It's kind of like, okay, this is kind of what I'm seeing you're struggling with from my perspective. I would wonder if this is a solution that would be good for you. Like it feels a little more directed than open-ended, if you know what I mean. And it comes from you like being like, I know you. I know you. I've seen you do this pattern again and again. And this is what usually makes you feel better in the long run when you do this thing. That's why I'm getting like mom vibes. But it's not a bad thing, but I actually feel like you're really good pattern recognizers. So if anything, that's definitely something you recognize and are very observant about like how things affect the people around you and like what things like shift them back. You're very good at trying to keep the people around you feeling grounded in themselves, and you're very good at trying to remind them about what's actually going on. I don't know if you know a lot of very dramatic people, but I do also get like, with the revealer of the truth, I just feel like you're very good at being like, hey, like reality check. Like, hey, this is what's happening. It's not the end of the world. You're going to be okay. It is going to get better. This is what you need to do right now to kind of get back feeling like yourself or get back on the path or something like that. So yeah, it's very interesting. I think this is where there's like a couple different messages where at first I felt like there was a lot of messages kind of coming from like, if you're like in a relationship with someone, like a partner who's like very grateful for collaboration, for your help, for the things you do, for how you take care of the family system or your help in that family system. I just felt like there was a lot of energy there. But now I feel like there's a lot of information coming from like friends and possibly children. But I once again feel like it could be friend energy where it's just like you're the more responsible one of the friend group who's, always giving the friend group a bit of a reality check. And like you've got the power. Like I really do feel like you remind people like, hey, this is what you need to do. You know how to do this. You've gone through it before. You help them like see the truth of the situation. I just keep getting that. You help them see the truth of the situation. I also was like looking at this, like travel, let go, and get some exercise is one thing that I'm getting that you're very good at helping people like get unstuck. Like, I don't know, are you a motivational coach or something? Who knows? But it's just like, everything comes up to like, if people are needing that little extra encouragement or that reminder, you give it to them. I also feel like you're someone where like, I keep getting with you're very good at collaborating and teamwork. You wonder if you're just like, hey, like you're not you're stuck in a rut, let's go for a run, or let's go do this activity, or let's, like, I think you literally might, like, it's funny it says let go, but I wonder if you actually are someone who constantly says the words like, let's go do this thing. Like, I wonder if that's like literally something you say because I keep getting drawn to the words let's go, like get out the door. I think you might be like also travel. It's funny. I think you do like to travel, and I think you're like really awesome about kind of getting everyone organized for it. So you might be that one who kind of gets people incentivized to actually like book the flights or create some possible activity options you can do. Yeah. Like, I think you actually, what you do for the people you love is you try to make things as easy as possible so that the people in your life have to struggle the least. So even like with the miracles coming in, like you're the joy bringer, like I kind of also get a bit of the message of like, you know how a lot of us are like, I just wish someone could solve my problems for me because I just am overwhelmed, don't know what to do. I think you're also that problem solver. Like, you come in when someone's really stuck. That it, like, I know I keep saying that in different ways, but it seems to be the thing that everyone can acknowledge about you is that when they're struggling, you're there and you help them get empowered and get out of that stuck situation, which is like amazing. Yeah. And I also like that it says like you bring positivity and love and you make it feel like miracles are happening and happiness is possible. So honestly, the biggest thing, I'm sure there's other qualities coming that are to you, but the biggest thing that everyone all around would agree on is that you're just very good at getting them unstuck and reminding them of what they're capable of and the reality of the situation and what they can do right now. So cool. Okay. Whew. I feel like I haven't breathed in a while. Okay. What else would your loved ones like you to know? Like, how do they feel loved by you? Practice. For some reason, I thought that said patience. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Yeah, this is once again kind of gives me that mom vibe where I feel like you just like really are encouraging to people. You're like, hey, if you keep at it, eventually that habit will become a skill. Like, it will become your thing. Yeah. Oh, it's also very supportive too. Like, that's the other energy I get it. Very supportive. You keep reality grounded. You must have a lot of earth in your astrology or something like that. Because everything here, like, I was so drawn to the red, so much red. Very, very grounded. That also being said, you wouldn't be surprised if there was like a little bit of fire in you because you're very good, I feel like, at like being grounded and rooted, but having a passion for something. So I do feel like there's a lot of fire there too. Okay. Anything else your loved ones would like you to know about how you make them feel loved? New home, moving in a step in right direction for you. Okay. Yeah. definitely just keeps confirming that whole message around you really do make people feel safe. You make people feel supported. You might literally make people feel like they have a home. You could be one of those people who often is like, my house is always open to you. Yeah. I just think you're very patient with people. And definitely keep getting like that strong, nurturing, feminine energy. Okay, let's pull one more. Okay. We have what you've asked for is coming true. Your wish is granted. This is really interesting because when I pulled this, I was like, what message would they want to give you, these loved ones? And I wasn't really sure if I was like asking for how they feel loved or literally like if you've been asking for something in your life. So I don't know. We can pull coloring fan cards since I also don't know what it's talking about. Here we go. Okay, interesting. So, very interesting. We have marriage. We have admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what you desire. And patience, please. So this is really interesting. So if there is something when you're picking this card reading, maybe you aren't married, but you are hoping the person you're with is gonna propose to you or something like that. It also can just mean like new strong partnerships are coming in. So it's like whatever you've been wishing for is granted, and just be a little more patient as it comes in. And when I see this, like, don't like admit your true feelings to yourself. Sometimes this is like, if like like, how would I put it? Like, say if you're like wanting a new partnership, or you're wanting to get proposed to, and you're just like not letting yourself feel those emotions of like how would I put it? I feel like this pile could do this because you seem like you put other people's first a lot of the time. If you ever like not letting yourself feel an emotion because you're like, well, I don't want to put that pressure on someone. I feel like that card comes through to be like, it's okay for you to like have feelings of being disappointed or upset or dissatisfied even. And it's okay for you to let yourself feel those and like recognize that that is how you're feeling. And you don't have to like not feel those because you're just trying, you have too much compassion for the other person in the situation. Like, you got to remember that you get to feel your emotions too. I definitely feel like this pile is more of a natural caretaker. So it's interesting that the other pile didn't ask for any advice, but I feel like there's just like some messages coming through about, it's really important for you to focus on your joy and what you're wanting yourself to. Like, a lot of sacral chakra coming through. So like what you want, what brings you joy, this is important too. But I like that it's saying like what you're asking for is coming in. So just being a little more patient, and it's going to come in. So hopefully that makes sense to you, whatever you were thinking about. And I'm going to leave this pile here. You got Charlie here. Also, I'm just realizing you chose an orange stone. And it's interesting that it's a little more joy, a little more play for yourself, a little more self-focus is like what your loved ones are like wanting you to prioritize. Which kind of makes sense, because once again, like if you are like always taking care of your friends, maybe a child that you have, maybe your parents, people you date, it's like, hey, like pay a little more attention to you too, okay? That's what they would like for you, is that you put back some of that energy that you put so much on others back on yourself. So yeah, okay. Don't forget to treat yourself. All right, I'm gonna let you go and I'm gonna stop talking, and I hope you have a good one, and maybe I'll see you in another pick a card reading. Hello, pile threes. We have here your crystal that I still can't remember the full name of. Caribbean something. It's gonna drive me crazy, but you know what? It's okay. As soon as I'm done filming this whole reading, I'll remember the name. So, was it Caribbean Calcite? Caribbean Agate? No, I think it starts with a P. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. That's not why you're here. You're not here to see if I can say the name. So anyways, let's pull some cards here. So my intention was to ask anyone who has ever felt loved by you. So friends, family members, ex-lovers, current lovers. Yeah, just anyone who's felt your love. All in your highest good and love and light, of course. But what is it like to be loved by you, pile threes? Well, you chose the dream crystal that I can't remember the name of. So I can't help but wonder if being loved by you feels a bit like a dream, like not real. Oh, sorry, Charlie was about to swat at the microphone. He really loves doing that. Okay. Pile threes. We have create a balanced life. Okay. Taking action. And we have yellow. And we have offer and ground yourself. Okay. We got 22 and 11. It's also kind of fun. All right. We want you to kick Charlie out of here. We might need to, buddy. You're being a little distracting. Yeah. You've pretty much been here this whole card reading. Okay. What does it feel like to be loved by you? Pile threes. We've got... Okay. Intoxication. Ooh. So for lights. Okay, I kind of was wondering if one of these piles are going to be like that. Okay. Beauty. Dreams coming true. Oh, that's so fun. You got dreams coming true card. And I was like, kind of get the vibe that you might be like a dream come true. And literally. Okay, and let's do one more. Problems resolved. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm getting here, I actually was wondering why I felt called to use a different deck for you than I had planned, but I wasn't putting any of the cards that I pulled back in from the other piles, and the card that I pulled in pile 1 was Take Action. And when that came out, I was like, oh, this is totally why. Because it kind of makes sense. I should have maybe just put all the cards back in. Anyways, what I'm going on about here is like, I just felt like a lot of people who feel like really loved and appreciated often find that people will do as they say. Their actions will follow their words, and you're definitely in the same kind of boat as pile 1 where I got this card, but in a different deck. And it just feels like people trust that what you say you're going to do, you're going to show up as you say you're going to show up. And you're just very, very stable. Like, you literally got 2 tree cards, which is kind of wild. Like, if that doesn't scream stability, like literally it's grounded in self, then I don't know what else does. So yeah, and purify your body. What I'm getting from this is like, I kept thinking sunshine yellow. Like, you're just someone who is very good at showing up for people when they need you and being the sunshine in their life. But I also have to be honest, even as I say that, I think you're just like that. In hard times or good times, you literally bring a brightness to people, and the people who get to be in your life, who experience your love, experience a warmth. Because that's the other thing I was going to say about this is like, this is from sand. Like, there's literally sand in it. And I just kept thinking of like beaches and tropical beaches. And I was like, I wonder if you feel like a warm place. And then you get sunshine yellow. So I really feel like you were drawn to this crystal because this is how people see you. You are this crystal embodied. So yeah, sunshine yellow, just a brightness to people. And create a balanced life. Like, let me actually just tune in a little bit on that one, because actually, let's just pull a clarifying card. Because with that one, I'm kind of wondering if it's like you inspire people to be more balanced, or if people like really appreciate that you're just quite balanced. New opportunity. Vacation. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So this is a kind of interesting card. I wonder if your pile specifically got more from people that you've been in relationship with, like romantic connections, because like some of the cards coming through here talks a lot about appreciating your oh, I'm being so awkward. There's definitely like this, like, we'll say like beauty, for example, and the detoxification. Like, I feel like you're someone that's hard to get off the mind. Like, I think a lot of people, like, there's a lot of people who are half closed here. Are you getting what I'm alluding to? Maybe not, because I'm not actually saying it. There's a lot of people here who feel very, I feel like, intoxicated with you when they are in a relationship with you. And I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. I just feel like you're someone who's very physically passionate. I think you're very passionate in general. And I think it's just like something that comes forward very strongly. That's why I'm like, I feel like this is coming from a very biased perspective here. Yeah, like, it's so interesting. Like, keep getting, like, some people actually find you like a bit of a temptation because of your warmth. Like, you're such a bright, grounded person. You're very centered in yourself. You're very confident in yourself. You know what you want, and it's very, very attractive. I also feel like you yourself are very attractive, like the beauty cards coming through, and we literally have like your dream come true. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I feel like this is definitely specifically coming from a person. So I kind of just feel like I just keep getting, you're such a temptation. But I once again think it's like in a playful, good way, not in a negative way. I want to be very clear there. And like with the clarification of like balance and play coming through for this purple card, is I just feel like you're like, again, I really feel like this is just coming from someone who like sincerely feels like you're kind of like the romantic partner they'd always been hoping for. Like, you know how to balance, like, I feel like groundedness, like connection, like being like friends, being like a fun person to be around, and then like also like having a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of chemistry energy coming through. And also like, so in the environmental awareness, you might actually just be someone who does really care about trying to do your part for the earth. But what I'm actually getting from this person's perspective is like, you're very aware of like the emotions going on in the room, and you're very aware of the other person's emotions. And what is very attractive to this person that you're doing with this is that, like, I feel like instead of getting, like, how would I put that? Instead of taking something personally that might be happening sometimes if this other person is feeling emotional, is you're very able to see where it's coming from. And I keep seeing this, like, you're just like, you're good at calling them out. Like, you're good at calling them out when they are maybe being a bit silly. Like, maybe they're being anxious about something, and they've kind of made a big story about it, and it's escalated in their mind, and they're kind of reacting in a way, about this thing that isn't even real. And I feel like you're very good at seeing why it happened. You're very aware of like that it's causing like tension, and I think you just directly address it. And I think that's even where that balance comes in. It's like you're very able to be like, hey, like, you're not being yourself, what's going on, and let's just talk about it. Let's just get right to the root of it. Which is interesting. That comes through for being something that's a bit intimidating about you to this person, but they also love. So it's kind of like an interesting card to come through. It's like they love it, but I think it makes them intimidated because they're like, whoa, you're like calling me out on what's going on, and I'm just not used to it. I kind of feel like that's what it is. Because also with this card over here, sorry, Charlie, can I have this? Can I have the card? Thank you. Problems resolved. As I keep getting with this, is like you just like face the issue at hand. Like, you look right at it, you don't run from it, and you go, hey, like, this is the fear I'm seeing, let's talk about it. This is what I think is happening right now, let's talk about it. So yeah, it's very interesting. This person feels a little, yeah, like I said, intimidated, a little uncomfortable, but they overall like it. It's just something you have to get used to. Yeah, other thing kind of coming through too is like they feel like you're just very confident in yourself, and you, like, I don't know, like you choose who you're vulnerable with. That's what I also keep getting. So like, I don't know why that's coming through. Maybe it's just because they can appreciate, oh, Charlie, you're so covering all the cards, buddy. They might just appreciate about you is that you've chosen to let them into your life. And that feels like a bit of an honor that's coming through from this person, which is super interesting. Once again, I did not intend for this to come so directly from one person. So I don't know what that's about, but it's happening. So I guess it is what it is. Anything else this person would want you to know? Other than that, there's like so many cards talking about your beauty, maybe a bit of infatuation with you. They can't get you off their mind. I feel like that's the thing. Like, they can't get you off your mind for your beauty, but like, even I feel like that your eyes, they think a lot about your eyes. That keeps coming through a lot. Your eyes really captivate them and capture them. So anything else? Okay, let's get back to the real question. What do they what does it feel like to be loved by you? Because they're kind of just talking about how they're feeling about you. Honoring your true feelings. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's a really awesome card to come through. Thank you. Going back on topic. Yeah, you definitely, you like respect your boundaries, you respect yourself. And I feel like maybe sometimes you can maybe feel a little ungrounded, but I feel like ultimately you always find your way back to yourself and you get rooted again. And I think this person appreciates this about you. Like, you're so grounded. I keep getting that. You're so grounded. They really, really love that. Because it makes you easier to communicate with, I think, is the other thing. And like I was saying, like this ability for you to like just call things out as it is and speak directly to it is new, but they do really like it. It like helps their anxiety go away faster. So in some ways it increases their anxiety temporarily, but then it goes and it helps. So letting go. Yeah, I definitely get that. This student actually talks a little bit about the past. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to say that you're probably pretty good about not holding past actions to current people, which I think is also very appreciated. And I think can be hard. So it might even be something that you're still working on. But I feel like this person appreciates about you is your ability to continuously try to let go of how the past has affected you. You're not trying to hang on to it. You're not trying to kind of use the past actions of others against this person. You're just consciously really trying to surrender to the process of this all. So that's really awesome. Positive expectations. Yeah, that honestly just sums it up too. Like, you are just like hoping for the best. And I really feel like you're willing to do the work to get there. So that's really awesome. Aw, I love that they're seeing this in you. Yeah. Okay, let's just kind of end this here. One last card. Visualization. Oh, interesting. What's with all these slightly naked people? And I also got inner power that came out at the same time. This is interesting. So I just feel like if anything, this person would say like, just keep trusting that, I would say that this relationship, like, keep looking forward to the best of it. Like, keep knowing that you can work together to like overcome the issues here, because I keep getting like visualization. I always get this card where it's like, trust and see that it can actually work out. And inner power usually talks about like putting in the effort, the physical action and effort to get the outcome that you're wanting, and knowing that you can, there's always something you can take action towards. There's something empowering about the situation that you can do. And I just feel like overall this person would say like, I would say if anything, speak more about what you're wanting. That's like a random message, but keep thinking wish upon a star. And these two cards are like throat chakra colored. So it's like, maybe don't be afraid to even talk about maybe future plans with this person, or like your hope for the future, or even making plans together, because like there was some messages around like maybe when we go on vacations with you and things like that. So if that's a confirmation, maybe don't be afraid to start talking about some of those things. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this reading here. Went a little differently as planned, but you know, we rolled with it. And I hope it brought you some sort of messages or something like that you're needing when you clicked on this reading. And maybe I'll catch you on another pick a card reading sometime. Have a good one.